killing each other, but both are having a pretty nice time in terms of farm.
Yep.
Moon with quite a little bit of a lead here with the CS. 53 against the 37, so certainly having an easier time in lane.
Yeah, it's mostly because Bristleback now gets big damage amped just by casting spells, and he's also got a skill that lets him last hit, so it's fairly easy to outplay your opponent when they're, because then you're fighting against last hits with right clicks. Yeah, and you can also cast spells, whereas Bulldog can't really cast spells to get last hits. It's impossible on his hero. Yeah, setting up mid.
No-Tail's got to be very careful here with the lead in. Dreamfall popped down. Aki and EGM closing around the corner. No-Tail gets off the Dragon Form, but this man unable to fight back. And Alliance there with a third kill. As you said, just a really nice rotation there for the two supports.
Yeah, Fly's a little bit late. He did TP and finish his TP, but he was way too late to get the value out of it. And even then, getting the save probably wasn't going to happen. Maybe a Grave TP would have been good, but there was a TP cooldown for Dragonite. So really good gank rotation. And this is another really nice thing about Chen, is that you can spend time in the jungle and be efficient there farming without your opponents realizing that you're ganking. So the Chen could be farming, he could be ganking, you don't really know. Whereas if this is a support and he leaves bot lane, you're like, well, he's clearly either ganking mid or ganking the safe lane, or he's going to gank mid. So it's a little bit more straightforward to predict that. So they're doing a great job with this aggressive trialing Chen. I think more teams need to play it like this. It's very effective and hard to predict.
On bottom lane again, talking about the Chen, Ake, and EGM. We're about to join the Forcer Loader, looking for a stomp.
Good movement from Miracle.
Yeah, Miracle indeed, juking it to the front. And EGM coming out the punches, the trap, into the arrow. They're trying to go on this one, but Crit is there with the tether. Is going to be enough to take Miracle? No, the burst comes through and they'll kill him. No-Tail with a TP rotation, but outside of Alliance are already out of there. And at the same time, Bristleback going down as well. Okay, was denying himself by Lucifer to get to base. Was killed by neutral creep, but still, this bottom lane, a lot of action. It's not stopped yet. Loader walks in with the star stomp. The stomp from EGM to set it up. A third. Now with the arrow to No-Tail, Alliance aren't done. They're looking for more themselves in. No-Tail a little bit too tanky. Loader and EGM thinking about moving in, but with the TP coming through from Miracle, they'll back off. 5-0, 9 minutes in. This is a pretty fantastic start here for Alliance.
Yeah, they're owning right now. That was actually a bit of a miss micro from Ake. He could have done a net into stomp and they would have killed the Dragonite, but they're still doing great. They might be able to get Miracle. No, there's too many creeps in the way. But their lane just works out so well. Dazzle gets killed mid now. That was a solo kill by Puck. Like, they're just losing all of their lanes. Here comes the Diamond Miracle.
Oh, and they might just get it again with this control. The Star Storm at this point. The magic resistance won't be there at this stage of the game.
He just can't do anything. He's just getting completely blown up.
He is out again, absolutely crushed here. It's got 0-3-0 at the moment.
It's like he doesn't have magic resistance, and because of their altered skill builds that they have on their hero. Chen got 1 point in penitence, which amps your damage by 15%, so that's going to make up for some of the resistance. And the Elder Titan has 2 points in his aura, so it's basically almost removing the base resistance that the Huskar already has. So he's just taking damage normally, and he hasn't been able to get his armlet yet.
Oh, Bulldog. All right, nice gang. Holds him back, walks it off with the moonlight, and yeah.
That's fine. Like,
gonna find anything.
They're ahead so much in the other that losing that ability to use that cooldown isn't a big deal at all.
They don't need Bulldog to fight at this stage of the game.
Yeah, not at all. He's got tons of last hits. 58 for a solo lane is great. He will be going for the best Vlads. Nothing unexpected there. And now OG's in this position where they have two supports that are mostly defensive, but they haven't just won the lane with them. So now they're just kind of not going to be able to gank. The ganks are going to come down almost entirely to Dragonite, really. He's the only stun they have.
Look at this mid as well. X4 ready to lead it on No-Tail. Bulldog in for the TP. There's no Cronus with the arrow. Actually, the cat fly on the back line to fly. He's going to be in trouble as well. They'll take down No-Tail. Jump in, take down a second. Alliance absolutely cleaning house here in the mid lane.
Yeah.
And this is looking pretty painful for OG. They are relying on this Miracle Huskar, which is already just, it's being countered. And you know, it's going for that early kill of Discord as his first item. It's a bit of like a Huskar's worst nightmare. Crit, tether across the arrow, won't quite reach onto him. But it's just OG running away in Alliance. And looking to take Steel in the mid lane. In fact, Moon, he's kind of been left behind here. I don't think the Bristleback is going to save it. The next coming through might just be enough. It will Crit there with the save, but they won't find any kills. See if they can get anything in return, OG, but no, Alliance already well on their way out, so at least OG don't lose anything there, but we can see at the moment they need to come up with a game plan, and the question is, do they actually have the heroes to do so against Alliance's draft?
I mean, they would have if they weren't so far behind, but now they're quite significantly behind. Armlet on the Huskar is going to be up, so at least they're going to have an extra 10 armor. there's still a lot of nukes coming out of Alliance, and they've just been building so efficiently towards amping their magic damage. Even Elder Titan has adjusted his skill build. This is different than most of the other Elder Titans.
Maxing out the passive of this
yeah.
deck, yeah.
So this is a huge base armor reduction. So for example, against Huskar, that's only going to remove 2, because I guess he has terrible base armor. But on Bristleback, for example, that's 6. Dragonite, it's going to be 7. It's a pretty damage reduction, not to mention the amplification of magic. Like, Dragonite's going to be squishy this whole game. That's what he's going to look like until he gets a BKB, because he's just going to so much from nukes. And that's on top of the Veil, and on top of the Penitence from the Chin. These guys are not going to be tanky. This build from Alliance is really working here, and it kind of just dismantles everything you want to do. Like, healing lineups are basically not if there's a lot of damage amp spells coming from the enemy team, whether that's minus armor or minus magic resistance. So Alliance kind of has the counter for what OG's trying to do here.
Yeah, we saw at the bottom, you know, Notel trying to lead in with an Invis rune, load of throughout an arrow. It's onto him, knows that something's going on, so leave the OG catch anyone out here, and if anything, as well, that they'll be kind of happy to fight. EGM moving in Ake and Loader on the back lines in case EGM is able to catch one out with the stomp follow-up. Notel still sitting on the sidelines. They've got a sentry down. I'll get the D-Ward and Alliance. They're going to be very, very safe here in OG. It'll be questionable whether they can find. So we do have relocate up on crit now, so we could start to see the Huskar IO ganks come in.
I don't even know if I call it a gank, really. Like, what's their setup? It has to be basically Dragonite being there.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And he's picked up a Gloves of Haste. I don't know if this is going to be a Midas here, because I don't think they win in the early game, that's clear, because they're already quite behind. I think he might have to aim for much later with a Might, perhaps? I'm not sure. Set or Maelstrom, really.
There we go, OG. Time to find a bit of strength to get the push through. The stomp will catch onto Miracle. So they're going to follow through. The arrow it is going to fly through, catch Moon. Again, with the Spirit being thrown, Loader starting to move forward. The Dragon's down, holding back Moran. Needs to be careful. As OG will back off. Again, Moon caught out by the stomp.
There's TP, they're going.
See if they can try and jump in. Bulldog does have that Chronosphere. We'll see if he finds the opening.
Okay.
S4 has the Dream Coil. If they want to try and make a jump, because see the positioning of OG being very, very nice here. Just keeping those supports on those backlines so the saves will still be out. Arrow again onto Moon. Recall with the 2 of them. Crit's going to come in, tether up to Moon. So it's really hard for Alliance to go on this Bristleback. Trying to sell onto S1. Bulldog comes in. Still running onto the Chronosphere. Just pops the time dilation out. Stomp again onto 2. And there's your Chrono onto Crit and Miracle. Saving onto the backline just to make sure they can't try and get in to help out the rest of OG. Crit falling low with a challenge rate. Big command time. Miracle focusing onto the puck. S4 with the phase shift. Keeping himself alive the patches. Crumbled up, but it doesn't matter. Miracle takes now 1. Now, are we going to see the 9k player come into play? He's getting stopped up. Has he got the shot? It should be fine. Miracle keeping himself alive. It's a double and nearly a triple. They do find the 3 anyway. And this man, he was not given the best of starts. He was struggling, but he comes back like that with the help of his team, and suddenly Alliance, they've got to rethink how they take these fights.
What a huge little fight there. Like, it's just very difficult to burst. They've arrowed Bristleback like 2-3 times now, and every single time they just don't have the damage to burst him. What they actually need is maybe Elder Titan ultimate and another Echo Stomp or so. Maybe it was a mistake to go for the point of natural order here by Elder Titan, and I think it kind of was, because they need more burst damage. Puck is not enough. Starstorm level 4 is not enough either. They just don't have the ability to nuke any of these cores. Oh, maybe Miracle dies here.
Yeah, but he's got the save with Crit as well.
Yeah.
And there's still a relocate. Miracle, he's going to try and sneak around, and Miracle, could he play with
the
Grave? He's going to start to go to work, looking onto EGN. Now he's got to be careful, backing up. I mean, he's going to be fine. They're not going to kill him for the time being unless they can try and jump through. They're looking to chase. Eyes are onto Notel. Hamilton South, they're still hanging around. Nice stomp onto 3, but the arrow threads the needle. Not going to connect onto the heroes of OG. Now S4 playing around here, but they heal the sustain from OG. It's too much, and they're able to skip to get themselves out of here.
I'm really dumb. It's an armlet on Dragonite. That was the one item I didn't think about. Yeah, that's embarrassing. Armlet, completely straightforward. Tons of armor, good right click. Oh, this OG draft is actually really working now, though. I think it was maybe a mistake to go Veil on Puck. That's kind of limited his mobility a bit. But even still, he's been quite useful. Arrow not going to hit.
Indeed, and Crit. He's going to nab himself a bounty rune. S4. I'm going to quite be able to get the damage through. They're fine. He's got the bolt charges, tether, and relocate is up in case of emergencies.
If a little bit more mana, he would have gone for that, because he could have done a Leap Starfall, but he didn't quite have the mana pool due to having the Midas here. I think it's okay that he went Midas, but yeah, basically Alliance went all in on early game items. Maybe not all in, but they bought a lot of early game items here. That way they could stand up to the early 5-man team for OG.
And the thing is now, at this point, we're seeing these team fights. One of the things is that there's this Bristleback that has 120 CS Moon. You know, he's got the pipe, he's got the mech. You know, once he gets the Greaves done as well, it's going to be such a strong team fight, and it's going to be even easier to keep Miracle alive on his Huskar.
Yeah, and it really offsets a lot of the magic damage Alliance is doing, because then he just gives a 400 barrier spell block to all of his heroes. It's incredible. Alliance previously was just bursting out anybody they want, but now they're having a little bit of trouble. It's getting a little scary here for Alliance.
It really is. Miracle Huskar certainly coming into work. Mid lane OG.
Just trying to slow the push down a bit.
And Alliance, what's the plan here? They've got the Chrono Sphere as well.
Got to delay this push as long as possible, basically.
Bulldog's trying to find some farm down here on the bottom lane. Just getting this bottom lane pushed down. Alliance is actually going to follow them through into the jungle here.
And in the meantime, Miracle's pushing the top lane.
Yeah.
So OG's taking the fight to Alliance, despite the 2 kills.
And we can see here, coming through onto Notel. They dropped the Dream Coil for this one, but Notel just walking it around. The heal will be there as well. He's going to be safe. Moon jumping in. And there's the relocate out from Crypt. Very nicely done. Notel's going to be fine.
That was so well done. I love the relocate last second. It forced so many spells out of Alliance. They don't have Dream Coil now. They do have Chronosphere. If you can find... Oh, they spot him.
Yeah, they've got the sentry down at Bulldog. Being caught out. They have the control to deal with him. He's still wants him out to the side. Still has that Chronosphere. We'll see if he finds an opening to use it. But at this point, the thing is, they can Chrono them, but then how are they killing them with it in the Chrono? They just do not have the damage.
They have to go on the supports. It's only people that they can kill, because they're going to back each other up. They've got Grave and Shadow Wave at pretty high levels, and a Medallion as well. This is getting pretty scary. It looks like OG messed up the laning stage, but it's just so hard for Alliance to initiate. I think the Midas on Mirana is actually a mistake at this point, because they really just need a little bit more oomph. If they had that in that previous fight at the Tier 1, maybe they could have gotten the kills that they didn't get otherwise.
I mean, it just really feels like that. You know, Alliance, they had the strong lanes, they had the strong laning stage, but now the team fight, just because it got it just down to still Moon, just getting as much space as he did. He pretty much free farm on that top lane.
Yeah,
so, and then he turns up to the fight. You have these incredibly defensive support heroes, Flying Crit, just saving every time Miracle. And Notel, I mean, he barely needs to be saved himself. He's a Dragon Knight, he's got the armor, he's got the armlet, and it just seems too much for the side of Alliance to be able to even pierce through at this point of the game when the full 5-on-5s come out.
Yeah, with that heal or weave, it's just almost impossible for them to get those core kills. They have to go on the supports. Or what they have to do is get the Echo Stomp on the supports while they go on the cores. Eldertime does pick up his ultimate here at level 8. Again, I think it was a slight mistake not to go 7 just because of their opponent lineup with the 5-man they had and the semi-weak damage that Alliance had. But right now he's got it. He'll be maxing out Echo Stomp next. And if they can get the backline, that's everything. If they just stun or sleep the Wisp and the Dazzle on the backline, and OG doesn't have a way to make those heroes, which basically there's no, then that's when they kill the cores. That's when the cores become killable. So it's really going to come down a lot to whether they arrow those supports or they stomp them with Elder Titan.
Yeah, as you said, they really need the perfect team for the perfect order of picking off heroes. But even with that, the fact that if you're focusing the backliners, still this Bristol's going to get the mech off. There's going to be the say that he's now got it into the Greaves on top of the pipe.
They're going to wrap around here.
Let's see how they do with this one. Let's have a look. Are they going to be on point? They've made the drawing.
Ooh, Loda's not quite high enough on mana to take this fight. He is going to be able to get a tower top.
Wrap around here. S4 has the Dream Coil. They'll spot out flying the back lines. They'd love to remove the Dazzle from this fight before it kicks off. Dream Coil will be dropped. Bulldog coming in with a Chrono. Catches out the 2 of them here. Fly and Moon trapped in it. Fly can be taken down, but Miracle, he's ready to fight. Jumps onto Ake. Ake pops the mech. They have the Moonlight Shadow as well, but Ake, he's going to burn down. He's got a Miracle. Moving on to his second target. Eyeing up Bulldog. Miracle chopping away. Throwing these Flaming Spears. EGM will hold him back with the stop. So one full in the moment, Loaded jumping forward, will manage to kill off the second support. But still OG standing strong with 3 cores, dragging along the Loader. Load's going to go down as well here. So it's a 2 for 2, but it's a 2 for 2 that OG will very happily take. And we're seeing Alliance trying to do what he suggested. They're killing the support, but it doesn't matter because OG's cores at this point are just so damn tanky.
It's mostly good for Alliance, though, because they did delay the game by doing this. And it was only a 500 advantage going to OG, because they're going to get back to a regen mid. Okay, it's gone now. So they do lose that tower, but I think semi-okay with this and still fight for the high ground. It was a pretty good initiation. They wanted to chrono both supports. That would have been perfect, but they only got 1. If they killed both right at the start, I think they would have been high enough HP that they defended tier 2, but just a little too delayed there. They've almost got their ultimates back on a lot of their heroes, about 40 seconds, 50 seconds left. Elder Time continuing to buy the tomes. He needs to level up as fast as possible. This is one of the best heroes to have levels on as a support. This the tome will give him level 9, I think, or
yeah,
very
450,
close.
isn't it? Yeah, so should push him over.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry,
ooh.
no, you're right, yeah.
I think it's like 425 or something. Just one more creep dying here. He'll get level 9. Get another stomp level. Boom, there he goes.
You can see him heading over to Roche, but it's not going to be soon enough, OG. 3 ages here for Miracle.
All right, and now Miracle has a Sanj. This is most likely going to be a Halberd, which
boy.
means now he's got Evasion on top of all
How
of this.
are you killing this man? Yeah.
It's actually so difficult. The tri-ultra core tank, pretty much all of them with armlets. This is an armlet abuse strategy, basically. Plus heals. It's like right up OG's alley.
Guy really knows Scott dying again this game. Let alone twice. I mean,
if everyone else on his team is dead, they can deal with him easily.
I even at that, you know, this man really is quite something on this hero that we obviously have seen back at Frankfurt Major. This was one of the scariest things that OG could pull out on you, this 5th pick Husker. As you said, you know, the nerfs have been real since that stage of the game, but still, OG and Miracle, of course, showing us the strengths of it. And a game where the laning dart, I mean, what was it, 9-0? Alliance just killing people left, right, and center, but ever since that point, it's just slowed right down.
Yep.
OG's team fight's been ridiculous.
Well, Morana's getting kind of close to the Ags at least. He's got 1,500 in the bank. Still kind of regretting the Midas. If he did not have the Midas, he would definitely have Ags right now. And I really think that early team fight's more important than the couple extra levels. Because once you're maxed out on Starstorm, you're mostly set for Morana being effective. Like, it's nice to have more leap levels, obviously, but when these guys are like 5-man grouping at 10 to 15 minutes and taking towers and roaches and stuff, it's a mistake to have the Midas. But it was going so well in the early game, it's easy to think like, oh, it's going to be fine, we're winning.
What do you think about this one as well? Something that I'm not sure we see all the time, but Bulldog going for the Echo Saber on the face as well.
It's good. He doesn't have a lot of time lock levels, which makes it a little bit iffy.
Yeah.
It's a lot better if you have more time lock, but if he's in a safe lane, I like Void's going more carry, and this is a carry build, basically. It's carry Void build.
There we go, OG, ready to try and break the base Alliance. How are they going to stop this one? We're going to see them all come back, the full 5 ready to try and defend. Asphalt jumping in.
They did that so
Where's your
well.
damage? They stay strong. Arrow flies through. Threads the needle. No time. He's got a DD for this push, and we can see just the side of OG laying into the rats. Miracle now jumping forward on TGM, and now he starts to go to work. Look at Zelda time out. Miracle. He's been kept on the shallow grave. Now he's going to turn around for the second target. Bulldog time walks away. Will that's okay. They're managing to break through the Aegis. They are a little bit early. Bulldog looking to focus notes out, but even with the Echo Saber, he's literally doing no damage. And at this turn, Miracle jumps onto the time walk just in time. Bulldog trying to get himself back. Miracle moving forward. No mercy here from the Huskar.
They got the rack. Range there. Probably going to fall. There's even a double tornado, and they actually just can't kill through this.
Miracle turn back in. Jumps straight in onto Ake. Bam, bam, bam. Ake taken down by Miracle, and now he's looking for more. Eyes onto Loda. Chasing down Morana. Loda trying to get himself back, but he's going to go down as well. Double kill for Miracle. And it seems like OG, people wondered how they were going to react to 6.87. They've come into this match with the perfect game plan. Yeah. And off the back of a laning stage that didn't look ideal, this is just absolutely disgusting. Look at Miracle moving in onto EGM. No hope for Elder Titan. It's another kill for the Huskar on the back line. Bulldog trying to go in. The time walks away, but he's into Miracle. And a TP himself back to base, back to TI3. It's not going to work. Another kill for the side of Uchi, and S4 has to get himself out. I think this is more than over, Purge.
This is like one of the biggest turnarounds I've seen in a long time. In terms of like the laning stage looking so good. They had like a 3,000 gold advantage at 8 minutes. And now this, 25 minutes? This is an armlet abuse strategy right here.
Oh boy.
It's so good.
I think they're going to have to nerf Huskar a little bit more. I mean, that's the way that Miracle's making it look like.
He did get armlet buffs.
It's so perfect.
It looks really good here.
But it's the full lineup. That's what it is. It is not the individual hero here. It's just how well it works, and the synergy is absolutely remarkable with being drafted here for OG.
Yeah, in some ways it was actually better for OG in the fact that Bristle got free farm, because that added a pipe to a position where they could have still beat them down, but he got the pipe so fast that it just limited a lot of what Alliance could do. Yeah. They needed to win. They needed to stomp every team fight for 15 minutes. If they did that, they won. But all of a sudden, like, the game just got so hard, and it really is their heroes. Like, I like the amp damage strategy they had going, but the Midas and on the Mirana really set them back. And if this was maybe a different carry, I don't know what the solution is, because like even physical damage I don't think would have worked this game, because they had so much armlet armor and stuff like that. But
anything would have worked out. I mean, if Alliance are able to pull this back round, this is going to be an absolute miracle.
yeah,
really
they're really far behind now.
2 sets of racks down, 26 minutes in. You've literally got no damage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a level 1 Dagon, whoop-de-doo, Huskar does not care.
You know,
how'd you break through the 3k health points of this man?
I think maybe
The evasion and the magic resist,
I don't know, man. It's tough. Killing the Huskar is it's very difficult now. His net worth is insane.
it's just the back, IO.
15k gold
Dazzle.
advantage, or 15k gold for Huskar here.
Yeah.
Next closest is 10k on Marana. Nobody kills this guy now. Plus he got buffed for heart as well. 45 strength instead of 40. Like, almost everything about this hero is better than it used to be. And in a lot of ways, this is where Huskar should be. Good magic resistance like anti-mage, but it shouldn't be like magic does no damage to you. It's just cool to see. This is their pocket strat as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's not too weird in terms of their picks. It's stuff they've done in the past, sort of.
But the thing is, it worked here. And, you know, as we said off the start of the landing stage where Alliance were getting the kills. I mean, say that you're saying it's a pocket strat. If they did it again, though, how would teams adapt and how do you deal with this kind of lineup?
You need early game value. Like, Face's Void wasn't very effective this game. Okay. Maybe if you got a couple chronos on both supports, it will work. But gonna lose the smoke
in there, trying to jump in, trying to find something, but Moon just sits there.
They can't kill him. It's impossible.
I mean, they're going out quicker than they came in here.
Yeah.
They really are.
Well, good positioning by Moon, basically. He's looking to tank the gank or the wraparound, and that smoke is gone. Now the supports are protected by that. If they could have gotten behind the ward on the high ground, for example, and jumped on the supports and killed them, maybe they can defend. Now it's equally as hard as it was before. Void does like nothing here. Like, he actually does.
They're just walking in and just... What's the plan? What's the plan, boys?
Supports, the only way.
We killed the Purge, Street, Bulldog. Gets immediately taken down. Miracle jumping forward, forcing them to about to be a buyback from Bulldog. Crit. Braved up on the sidelines, playing around with Loda. There'll be a nice bonus film for 2. Where'd you follow through Egypt? Could lay down the Earth Spirit, bringing crit, low crit. They might kill the IO.
So much armor.
They might kill the IO. They will kill the IO. They managed to get something, but they've lost S4 for it. Loda jumping in. He's knocking himself out of this one as well. Throws an arrow back, but moves. Miracle moving in. Loda's down as well. It's the second one. Bulldog will time walk himself away, but they'll continue to chase down an OG. They'll find the Void as well. Double kill for Fly on the Dazzler. Meanwhile, in the base, an Alliance just falling to the strength of OG this game. You said they had the strat here, and it was absolutely perfect. It really was. This
so
lineup from OG was...
It's perfect, honestly.
It really was.
Triple super hard melee core, 2 of them which get armlet, so they're really survivable. The other guy gets mech and pipe. And then the supports have good positioning. They sit so far back that it's almost impossible for Alliance to initiate on them. Like, I think the only way Alliance wins that is if they skip Midas, go Ags red way, win one of those fights, or maybe they get, instead of Face's Void, they get a better damage deal off lane, because they just didn't have enough burst damage on their team at all. Like, you had Chen, who's can be okay damage, but it's just mediocre, potentially with perfect creeps. You've got another Titan who doesn't have enough damage, it's mostly auras, and then your third hero was Face's Void, who's really just disabled. So they needed one more burst there in that first like 10 to